Police in Grand Rapids are busy investigating the city's first two homicides of the year. The first one happened Monday in Heritage Hill, where the body of 63-year-old Glenn Converse was found inside his apartment. Police originally ruled the case suspicious before officially calling it a homicide after getting autopsy results. Right now, investigators aren't saying how Converse died. However, we do know that he was battling lung and kidney cancer and was only given a few months to live. Police say he was under hospice care. They believe he may have been dead for 2 to 3 days before being discovered. He admitted to killing, burning, and burying a 4-year-old boy near Mount Pleasant. This week, Anthony Bennett will learn his punishment. That's after pleading guilty last December to second-degree murder for the death of Carnell Chamberlain. The little boy was found buried under the porch at his home in an Indian reservation in June of 2012. Chamberlain was the son of Bennett's girlfriend at the time. The plea agreement sets a 35 to 40-year prison sentence, but if the judge goes higher, Bennett could pull his plea and head to trial. Bennett has a violent past, including an assault conviction in 2009 and assaulting a corrections officer just last November. Sentencing is tomorrow in Bay City Federal Court.
That will be fun.
Just watch out for the bunnies.
Yes.
With pointy teeth.
I like that.
Investigators say at least 2 teenage girls were sexually assaulted last weekend at a home in Mecosta County's Green Township, and the search for suspects went half a world away to the U.S. territory of Guam in the South Pacific. According to police, 18-year-old Patrick Kettner, a senior at Big Rapids High School, left Michigan to get help from his dad, who was stationed in Guam with the U.S. Coast Guard, but it was his father who ended up turning Kettner in. He was arraigned on a fugitive warrant yesterday in Guam and has warrants out against him in Mecosta County for 1 count of first-degree criminal sexual conduct and 4 counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct. He is expected back in court in Guam on June 2nd, while another high school senior, 19-year-old Doug Robinson, was also arrested in the case and is currently being held in Mecosta County. Good morning again, Mike and Sarah. We are outside now. This segment is brought to you by Fire. Fire. It keeps you warm when you're camping. Hey, it is great out here. The chairs had a little bit of dew on them, and if you could see the back of my pants, you would realize that I sat down in the chairs before we wiped them off. But hey, the fire is warming everything up, including us. A pair of students from Grand Valley State University have filed a federal lawsuit against the school after they say they were falsely convicted of academic dishonesty. The 2 students were found guilty in the summer of 2013 after allegedly using an unapproved online message board and collaborating on a take-home exam for a math class. Following that ruling, both kids were placed on disciplinary probation for the remainder of their time at GVSU. An attorney for the students told the Grand Rapids Press they didn't cheat and that their answers on the take-home test were similar because they had previously studied together, not because they collaborated on the exam. A spokesperson for the school is calling the lawsuit meritless.
You get it? You get it now, Doty?
So there's that.
Want a little synopsis for everybody? Doty, what is a yummy?
Yeah, they recommended wearing tennis shoes with a suit.
Uh-huh. And you feel how about that?
It's 8:21 on this Saturday morning. What? So the guy presses his shirts and uses good hair product. Oh dear. How groundbreaking.
Just to be called a yummy, let me tell you what.
Counselors will be on hand at Millwood Magnet Middle School this week to help students and staff deal with the death of 13-year-old Michael Day, who was shot and killed in Kalamazoo earlier this week. Day was shot Monday while riding his bike on Race Street. He died at the hospital. Kalamazoo public safety officers say it started with an argument, and by Tuesday morning, people from around the Edison neighborhood had created a memorial for the boy, while neighbors told us that they worry about becoming victims of violence themselves.
Lately, there's been shooting after shooting, and now we're scared to walk down the road to go to the store.
This is actually the second time Day had been shot in the past 6 weeks. The first happened while he was walking home from school with some friends. An 18-year-old person of interest in this case remains in custody on unrelated charges. Investigators are asking anybody with information to call them or Silent Observer, that number 269-343-2100. In Mecosta County, a motorcyclist was injured in an accident yesterday. Sheriff's deputies say that a man from Big Rapids took a curve too fast and slammed into a ditch. He was hurt but will survive. That rider did get a ticket for careless driving.
A father from Kalamazoo is being held in the county jail this morning, accused of murdering and abusing his 2-year-old son.
Family members tell us he had taken custody of the toddler just weeks before his death. On New Year's Eve, 2-year-old Nehemiah Dodd, or Nemo as he was known to loved ones, was taken to the hospital after police found him unresponsive at his father's home on Frank Street in Kalamazoo. Police say the boy's father, Brian Roberts, told them Nemo was knocked out after falling down the steps. The little boy died a few days later. An autopsy said it was no accident, it was child abuse. Roberts was arrested on murder charges this week, and this is what he had to say to the judge.
I've been out every day, sir, and minding my own business, not bothering anyone, not a threat. I've been to all my court dates, not trying to run from nothing, sir. I really don't want to hear about the case, but I'm not a threat to society or nothing like that, sir.
Roberts' bond was set at $250,000. Fox 17 did some digging and discovered that Roberts has past arrests for criminal sexual conduct and domestic violence. He's going to be back in court early next month. Dental records have confirmed a body found at a Walker construction site last week is that of Yolanda Reyes, a missing mother of 4. The body of the 40-year-old was found near Bristol Ridge condominiums on Friday, less than a mile from where she was last seen on April 24th. Detectives say her husband dropped her off for work at Neil Mast & Sons greenhouses, but she never showed up for her shift. Police are investigating the death as a homicide. So far, no one has been arrested. If you know anything, please call Walker Police, 616-791-6800. Before we let you go, we're not sure, but we think Ted Nugent may be here, because if James zooms in on the golf cart over there, if that doesn't say the Nuge, I don't know what does. We're going to keep an eye on that. Maybe he's going to burst out of that trailer there with a guitar in hand and camouflage on. If he does, we'll be sure to get him for an interview for you guys. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio. Also new this morning, a mama owl and her 2 little ones are safe and sound after police officers in Ionia came to their rescue. County Dispatch shared this picture on their Facebook page. Apparently 3 owls were walking across East Main Street, but decided they didn't want to go all the way, so they stopped in the middle of the road. And that's when somebody saw them and called police, who got the family out of harm's way. And here's your fun fact. A group of owls is not a flock of owls or a flight of owls. It is a parliament of owls. And when they make a lot of noise, they're a parliament funkadelic of owls.
Here we go.
She had that look on her face.
Yeah.
What? I didn't do anything.
Can I go now?
Who?
Who, me?